its intro was Starwalkin', the League of Legends anthem by Lil Nas X and remixed by Boris Harazenov, sunsmith of great renown and longtime supporter of the Liberation Fleet. Alright everyone, as predicted, the Illuminate have joined the fight, and their Stingray interdiction craft have begun intercepting and shooting down our Pelicans servicing Helldiver operations on the Death Frontier. This is causing serious delays in extraction times, sometimes passing 7 minutes from the time of the original request, and has prompted High Command to issue a third major order. Helldivers are tasked with the elimination of 1 billion Illuminate units over the next week and 2 days on top of the 1.5 billion automaton combat frames already in play and 6 billion Terminids chewing on the screen door. What's the matter, Squidward? Don't feel like meeting the commitment of your vile fellows? Or maybe you're just sick and tired of getting your nose broken by our Cape Crusaders. Keep making great fleets and we'll keep burning them down for you. At the same time, Grafmere and Parsh have fallen under attack, and the Terminids are continuing with their ongoing assault on our space with sporefall events on Veld and Ursica XI, threatening the homeworld of the 14th Earthing Corps, as well as a cloaked refugee colony my refuge had in place there. Sorry, Oso, I was going to tell you about that. Eventually. The point is that Veld, Ursica XI, Grafmere, and Parsh all look to fall to the enemies of democracy within the next 48 hours. Furthermore, because of the fall of Turing, several high-pressure Hunter Pheromone tanks have ruptured within the radius of several mega-hives. This is having the effect of causing the Hunters to boink like rabbits and spawn like salmon. On Turing, at the very least. Heck, honestly, I didn't even know that Terminids could breed like that. I thought they just bred by spores. Anyway, effects this chemical exposure could have on neighboring planets still remains to be seen. The sole bit of good news tonight is the recent success of the Carvel 7 double gambit on the Western Front, cutting off access to Yulheim and Mort. This is why I call the boss the Inspector Gadget villain of the week for the Helldivers. The Toasters taught the big game, but every time they show up, our boys in the black and gold just style all over them. It's wonderful. At their current rate of depletion, it looks like the Western Front fighters will manage to fully deplete this automaton incursion force within the major order deadline, if only barely. The Illuminate are facing stiff resistance as well and are having a pretty hard time advancing through the defenses of the northern part of the Death Frontier leading to the interior sectors. I really doubt these calamari crusaders are going to get that far. Which does bring us to the problem children of the Terminid swarm, perpetually hopped up on scavenged energy drinks and Doritos, and constantly cheek-coon-jawing the Helldivers' butts into the ground. It is here that the new Xbox recruits will likely be deployed in somewhat embarrassingly large numbers for their first-ever bug hunt, and I could not be more proud. Despite the somewhat grim strategic situation, the stocks of several companies falling under the banner of the big E710 industry rose sharply this week in expectation of the increase in bug gusts splattered all over these distant planets, just waiting for some enterprising minimum wage minion to come along, soak it up with a mop, and wringing out into the contents of your mom's minivan. But what if the Halo veterans skilled at dispatching the Flood? Or the Call of Duty Zombies buffs who make a 9-to-5 out of extinguishing the vile taint of the undead? You guys want to help me out in the Death Frontier? There's a lot of zombies down here. I mean a lot of zombies. And me and mine are pretty darn good at killing them. I made this shot earlier today with an AMR that punched right through a flesh mob in front of me and directly into the exposed eye of a harvester tripod. My fellows in the Freedom Alliance were wondering about how armor penetration is diminished as it passes through the parts of various enemies, and I am pretty sure that that tripod is working on that exact same math while he is enjoying his stay in hell. The forces on the Western Front, like the rock-tastic Stormtrooper 115 and my good personal friend Lady Electo, wouldn't likely have this old sentient home appliance or +1 evil problem handled before too much longer. Though, Electo, be sure and bring back as many servers and generative AI models as you can find. We're gonna need those. I have some ideas on how we can turn the technology of the enemy back against them. Now, one last thing to mention tonight. Because of the ongoing ongoing evacuation of Ursica XI, the ships of the refuge are a little bit more exposed than I would like them to be. Someone out there is stalking them and poking at the dimensional wall that separates the refuge from the rest of the universe. Someone who is very likely going to catch a closed casket funeral if they keep on antagonizing me. I am very stressed right now. That's been Liberty's latest with me, Pandora the Radio Angel. And really, Helldivers, do not despair. At the moment, we have lost some ground, and it does kind of feel like we're breaking our hands punching out Cthulhu, but I have seen the numbers. The outer gods here are going to run out of face well before we run out of democratically clenched fists. Keep at it and hold the line. I'll be calling out priority defense targets and enemy movements as often as I possibly can. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, and for Super Earth.